Greetings and salutations, Earthlings. Oh, I want to light sage today. We're going to do sage. It's usually sage or Palo Santo. Today we're going to clear out some negative stuff. Well, that's funny. I'm Zube. Hi. I'm going to be doing a random collective reading. I'm going to bring in some of what I was ruminating, contemplating during my journaling and meditation today. And then we're going to pull out some cards for a collective reading. All of my readings are timeless. Take what resonates and leave the rest. Clear some negative energy from you. Cleanse your space, cleanse my space. If you are interested in a personal reading, astrology, or tarot, my information is down below. I'm in Texas, Bernie, Texas. If you are interested in an in-person reading, I also do them over Zoom. So today I was contemplating this. When things are really difficult for me, like when I feel like I'm in an impossible situation or something that's just really gutting or overwhelming or whatever, I get kind of weird with like how I deal with that. So I step back and go into observation mode, and I almost play like a pretend game. Like I am just like it's like The Sims or something, where I'm a sim and I just have this character with these really challenging situations. Um, and I'm fascinated by my character, right? Like this person, Teresa, is so interesting to me. This is going to get really weird. And I like love her, I just love her. And I am the back step of me. I feel like this is probably a kind of higher self sort of stuff, but back here, I like this Teresa that's here on earth, that's walking around doing stuff, is like, nobody understands me. Wah. And like, she wants to be understood by all these people out there. But I, her, me, us, am literally the person that is most curious and fascinated by who this earth being Teresa is. And it does a number of things. It's like it makes me feel loved ultimately by me, and that's where we are going to get the most love, because nobody out here gives a shit. Listen, like they do, and I don't really mean it like that, but I mean it in a funny kind of true way. We are all one and kumbaya and stuff, but everybody out here is caring about themselves. Do you know what I mean? So Teresa, and what other people think, and it just gets fucking weird. But when I'm able to care as much about myself as I wish other people did, I don't need those other people to care as much about me, because I'm like, wow, I found the person who is like most fascinated by me and my life. And that's this me back here behind me that's taller, which is my higher self. And so I wrote in my journal at the very end of it, let go and let God. I said, and it's kind of jacked up because it's just like a stream of conscious journal. I am so happy and grateful now that I am learning to live each day. Grateful that I am in me and I am the person I need. I know that I can take really good care of me. And that's that. Like, I know how to take the best care of me out of anybody I know. So that's my job, is to do that. That's our jobs, is to take care of ourselves. So anyway, there's something about this. I think what's going to come in here is going to be a pep talk. And because, if you're watching this around May 22nd, we're coming up on the Sagittarius full moon. I believe it's tomorrow morning. And that one feels really, really good. And we haven't had a really good feeling full moon in a little bit. Full moon in Scorpio. Well, I mean, moon just doesn't like to be in Scorpio in general. So hold on, let me turn my phone on. So I think I have sounds muted, but just in case, it's distracting to me. But this full moon feels really good, and it's kind of like celebrating ourselves. Jupiter and Venus are going to be in a conjunction, and this full moon is ruled by Jupiter, and Venus are the two benefics, and they're in Taurus. And so we're like rebuilding, and the moon is in Sagittarius. So that's like the believer, Sagittarius shoots the arrow far into the sky to like hit a target way out there. So this is where, we're envisioning our future, and we're really feeling connected to where it is that we want to go. Like, what is our far reaching aspiration, etc. I'm getting distracted by, it's fine. This is what I fucking do here. It's fine. So the internal card that we're getting is the Three of Pentacles. The Three of Pentacles is, I call it the coworker card, the friendship card, the family card. But with threes, we're always like evolving and growing. And this is kind of like growing as a group, growing as a collective of like our friends or our coworkers. We're building something. This is listening to, so we have met an apprentice architect is pitching his idea to the master architects, and the reason they are listening intently. So there's something behind this card of like listening to others that you might kind of make a judgment of, they wouldn't know what they're talking about. I know better what I'm talking about. Or I'm not going to say anything because those people know more than I do. I was just talking to somebody the other day who was like, what business do I have putting videos out on, it was TikTok, because other people say it and they say it better than me. And I'm like, yeah, but you're listening to those other people, and maybe you are the voice that other different people want to hear, and they don't want to listen to the other people that you're listening to. So no matter if your message is similar or whatever, it is unique to you and unique to the people who will come into your collective or watch your video, and that feels significant to share here. Like if you feel like you want to speak up, or you want to connect, or you have something to share, or an idea to pitch, or you're making connections, and then you get this feeling of like, oh, why, I don't know, why would I do that? Like, no, you should do it. You should do it. You're building something. A lot of pentacles here. This happened the other day too. Pentacles are earth energy. We're creating earth as we speak, literally, our words into being, and our thoughts, etc. So that's internal. On the inside, we're thinking like, who am I going to build with? Who do I want to co-create with? And what's in front of us is the Two of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles. So the Two of Pentacles is balancing, juggling things, making decisions. Which project do I want to go forward with? What do I want to build? I often think of like 3D, 5D when I'm looking at the Two of Pentacles, because it's like we have, new earth and old earth, and where are we going? So this could be about ascension. If you're super fucking weird, if you don't know what the hell I'm talking about, that doesn't matter. And then the Queen of Pentacles knows her worth. She knows that she enjoys valuable things. She nurtures and takes care of her home, her family, but she has value. She has inherent value, and she knows it. So she is diligent and hardworking, and also receives the rewards of doing those things because she knows that she has earned them. Interesting. In the higher perspective, looking down on us. So up here we have the Page of Pentacles. The Page of Pentacles is, and this is in the God spot, so I call it like the higher perspective. What do we see looking down? And the Page of Pentacles, that's a childlike energy. So this is like faith and trust, and we are a child of God, or the spirit, the universe. These are all pentacles. So what I was talking about when I came in here is like taking care of ourselves, knowing that we have our own back, knowing that we are the most ardent student of ourselves. Then nobody else is going to get to know you like you can get to know yourself. So maybe looking at yourself as a project, because, and kids are kind of a good example of this. And it's what as they grow, we're all programmed to like, stop being so selfish. What are you navel gazing? All you care about is yourself, and all of that. And like, there is value. Yes, there are other people in the world, and we're paying attention to them, but it's kind of like we're meant to be this more self-contained. Oh, I love me. God loves me. Like, I am a self-contained unit full of love that just recycles itself from source, where it's, infinity of love is available to you directly. But it's like, as we grow up, we learn that love is like an exchange that we give and receive from other people. And sometimes we learn those in unhealthy ways, so the lesson right now feels like we are loving and caring for ourselves. And to me, that's really significant that all pentacles came out. So with pentacles, we are talking about earth energy. That's home, family, work, money, health, all of that. So this is a very like self-care oriented reading. Oh, I moved my cards. Hold on, they're over here. So let's pull out. But with the Page of Pentacles, God's like, hey, trust me. Like, you are my divine child. I've got you. Like, I've got you. And you know what? I want to tell this story. This might be kind of a long one. The Two of Pentacles, I was talking about ascension and 3D and 5D and all that. And the whole, I Googled like, what is 5D, probably 6.5 years ago, because I was having a dream, and there was this angel named Gabriel in it. At the time, I didn't even know there was Archangel Gabriel or whatever. And in the dream, they said, Archangel Gabriel said, you're not ready for 5D. And I was like, what is 5D? I was like newly sober and super ornery and sassy in my dreams. Like, how come I never remember any of the shit that you guys ever tell me whenever? Because when I would have these dreams, and there was an angel there named Gabriel, and the door would close. And I remember one time as I was going into the door, I said, how come I never remember anything? what the next day, whenever I go into this room, I don't remember anything, after that. And I'm not supposed to, it doesn't matter, is what I was told. Like, it's known to me somewhere. It just wasn't important for me to remember it or be able to recall it when I woke up. So anyway, and I remember the next day I woke up and I'm like, what the hell is 5D? And I Googled it and it was something real. And I was like, all right, well, at least I know my dreams are, I don't know, real-ish. Like, that's on the internet. I never heard of it before. So anyway, building blocks. What are we building, you guys? Feel free to comment and tell me. Like, this is, remember, like, things take time to create, but we are really building something. I want to do, I don't usually pull from this deck. Uh-oh. Where is it? I know what I'm building. I am building, like, what the hell am I doing? That's what I'm building, is like, I really want to, I go back and forth between things don't have to make sense, and I'm going to give myself the freedom of that. And then also, like, yeah, but what the fuck are you actually doing? Like, what are you doing? Because it feels super haphazard right now, and I'm just not okay with that. I have Venus in Virgo. I think I'm just trying to, like, make shit make sense. And that, so I'm like, all right, well, I do tarot and astrology. I love doing this channel. I absolutely love it. And I feel like I want to shift it somehow, but I don't quite know how or what exactly it is that I want to shift. But that's what I'm doing. I'm going to pause this because there's a particular deck I'm looking for and I can't find it. Found it. It's my medicine cards. I love these. I want to see what kind of animal energy we have going on with all of this building that we're doing. Part of our self-care, part of our taking care of ourselves, part of our internal process, this whatever we have going within. So as we take care of ourselves, other people realize that it's okay for them to take care of themselves, because it's not that we don't take care of and help one another, but it's like you have to draw your resources back to you, which other people might find cruel. However, everyone has to learn to, like, take care of themselves so that then we're not just in this weird, like, I'm seeing this like black goo where we're like, I did that for you, you do this for me. Ugh, and it just gets really messy. And once you kind of get that on you, you want to remove it. And I saw this in a video the other day where somebody was talking about black goo. And I think it's crazy because I have thought this for a while. Like, the more black goo, that's how I always envisioned it, like duty and obligation. And you have to do this and you have to do that for me because I did this for you. And like, it just gets like worse and worse. It's like it multiplies. And then somebody talked about it out loud on a video, and I had never said it because it didn't fucking feel like mine. You know what I mean? But I saw that. And we just kind of want to, like, remove it, like, be as little wrapped up in the black goo as possible, because we are building our own thing and we can build it with other people, but this happens with, like, transparency. Like, there aren't secret understandings. I've definitely talked about the story before with my dad when I was talking to him about something having strings attached to it. And he was like, well, if somebody does something for you and there's strings on it, and they don't tell you about the strings, it's not your obligation to put the strings on yourself. And I thought that was very wise. And speaking of wise, we got the owl here. So I'm going to read that. I love these cards. So, owl. This is kind of long. Maybe you guys hate when I read out of the book, but I love reading out of the book. Deception. Owl magic. Owl. Magic. Omens. Time and space. Does the truth emerge? Casting out deception. Silent flight. Sacred medicine bird. Okay, that's the poem. Owl medicine is symbolically associated with clairvoyance, astral projection, and magic, both black and white. Owl is called the night eagle on several medicine wheels used by Amerindian teachers. Traditionally, owl sits in the east, the place of illumination. Since time immemorial, humanity has been afraid of the night, the dark, and the unseen, waiting fearfully for the first crack of morning light. Conversely, night is owl's friend. Owl hunts its prey at night. Not only can owl see in the dark, it can also accurately pinpoint and identify any sound. This gives it a great advantage when seeking food. Owls are the night hunters. Some native people are fearful of owl and call its feathers deceiver feathers. An owl feather is silent. You cannot hear owl when it flies, but its prey definitely knows when it strikes, for its beak and talons are razor sharp. Owl is oftentimes the medicine of sorcerers and witches. If owl is your medicine, you will be drawn to magical practices and perhaps explore the dark arts. You should resist any temptation to practice black magic or any art that takes energy away from another person or being. If you have owl medicine, these night birds will have a tendency to collect around you, even in the daytime, because they recognize a kinship with you. Is it any wonder that in many cultures, owl is a symbol of wisdom? Because owl can see that which others cannot, which is the essence of true wisdom. Where others are deceived, owl sees and knows what is there. Athena, the Greek goddess of wisdom, had a companion owl on her shoulder, which revealed unseen truths to her. Owl had the ability to light up Athena's blind side, enabling her to speak the whole truth as opposed to only a half-truth. If owl is your personal medicine, no one can deceive you about what they are doing, no matter how they try to disguise or hide it from you. You may be a little frightening to be around, since so many people have ulterior motives, which you see right through. If you are unaware of your medicine power, you may take your keen insights and abilities for granted. Others never do. You may frighten them and reflect their blindness, for you cannot be fooled. Owl medicine people know more about an individual's inner life than that person knows about herself or himself. If you have pulled the owl card, you are being asked to use your powers of keen, silent observation to intuit some life situation. Owl is befriending you and aiding you in seeing the total truth. Owl can bring you messages in the night through dreams or meditation. Pay attention to the signals and omens. The truth always becomes further enlightenment. So, if you are watching this, and if you stayed through all of that, and yesterday I was saying that if you're watching this, you're a teacher. And I feel like if you're here, you are. I know I feel that for myself. But it's like a humble teacher, but humility can sometimes be egoic. I always say, like, my ego sort of sneaks in the back door of like, I'm so humble, I could never do that, right? I'm the humblest fucking person in the room. Stop. Anyway, with the owl, it's like if we take all of our skills of observation and all of that we use on other people and use that to observe ourselves and dive into self-inquiry, not afraid of the dark, not afraid of the dark aspects of us. I I I feel very strongly that right now, if we are teachers, we are drawing our energy back to us, bringing our power back within. It kind of reminds me, like, because we have to have a template or a baseline, right? Because there's something happening right now. And I think of it like this. Sometimes I'll do fasting, like one of those short fasts, 24 hours or whatever. And it reminds me again of what hunger feels like, because sometimes I eat because I'm bored or whatever. And what I love about fasting is that it's like, oh yeah, that's what hungry feels like. So right now we need a baseline of like, oh wait, this is what I feel like. Like this God up here saying, be the child, like be the child, be playful, be naive, trust me, I got this. We're being reminded of what it feels like to be ourselves. That's not even that hard. Why the big deep breath? Probably because it felt good. Um, it's a fucking relief. You know what I mean? Like, you take care of you. I'll mind all these other kids out here. I'll mind them. That's what spirit is saying. Like, you mind you, I'll mind them, and just go play, go build. Like, being creative and building things is fun. It's supposed to be. Figure out what it is that you want to do, look for people who nurture you, but not in this way that is a tit for tat contractual kind of way, like, and I'll do this for you if you do that for me. Like when, yeah, it's kind of like what if people do, that's fucking crazy, if people do the cry it out method or whatever. It's like if you teach a kid to play by themselves or to soothe themselves, like that's an important part of life. And I feel like that's where we are right now. We're becoming our self entertainers, our self soothers, and then interacting with other people who seem to be on that same path. And I would think that would be by like verbalizing it, like, you know what? And every once in a while we might need to share something that we're struggling with, but there are people in my life that I can share things with, and they don't take that energy and get themselves like build themselves up with it. It's like I just want to share it so it can like die. I just want it out of me so that it can like float to the ground and go back to Mother Earth where energy can be transmuted. And there are people that hold space for me like that. That's what holding space is. So find other people to hold space with. And I feel like this is you'll know who they fucking are. Like that's the owl energy. You will know who it is that you want to build with. But anyway, so look at the bigger picture. That's the full moon in Sagittarius. This is literally that we are envisioning our future. Where's the owl flying? Where do we want to go? Um, who is helping us? We're going to pull, or how are we being helped on this journey of self-care and self-inquiry? There's a couple of decks here that I'm going to pull. Okay. What guides are with us? And then I'll pull the other angel deck. Two of these. Nature, spirits, devotion. That's being like going out in nature. This whole reading is a super earthy feel. We are on earth. We came here on purpose. Go out in nature. Maybe devotion is like doing a ritual. Another thing I've been writing in my journal is that I want to make my relationship with Mother, Father, God the most significant relationship in my life, because if that relationship is thriving, then I am able to handle whatever is happening in all of my other relationships. And so we have devotion. Go out and be grateful. Nurture your relationship with whatever it is your higher power is. Suffering. Suffering divine teachers. And like maybe we're just going through things that we are suffering, and suffering is an opportunity for, like, if everything was fucking hunky-dory, a-okay all the time, like you wouldn't really have a need for God. Like when I worked at a hotel, people rarely write good reviews. They only write reviews when they're pissed off. You know, they only go to management when they're mad. And so with the suffering, like we're going to upper management. That's what it's time to do. And that is the best case scenario for suffering, is that it brings us, it's not that spirit isn't there, it brings us closer. So we got two of those and that's how they are helping us when we're out in nature. Devotion by us showing our devotion to them, which is ultimately a devotion to us. Because when we are nurturing our spiritual lives, we are nurturing ourselves, because we are loved unconditionally by spirit. And through our suffering, that's how they're helping us. It's a lot, guys. Bunch of assholes. Deep within. We're going within, but look it. Oh my God. Okay, first, I don't know if that's a full moon. I don't know what that is. This has hermit vibes, but it also has that our angels are watching over, but it's what I was talking about. Like, that's me watching me go through life and just like, wow, look at her go. Check it out. I think she's learning this. She's got this coming up. Maybe I should go find that out for her. Becoming a student of ourselves. Like it's like the more fascinated that you become with yourself, the more you learn about yourself, the less you rely on other people to like give you energy or give you attention or whatever, and seek within. That's how they're helping us, seek within. Harmony, 43. Be in harmony with others at this point in time. Refrain from judging, because whenever you are judging, you're judging yourself. It comes back to you. This is not a perfect practice for me. It is something that I work on, though. You know, if you're struggling with something or with someone, just wish them love. I don't know. Anyway, so long story short, go within, study yourself, self-care. You are the most fascinating person you will ever meet to yourself. And that's very useful to know, or at least it is to me, because it gives other people the freedom from having to take that role in your life, because nobody really gives a shit. You know, when it boils down to it, I mean, they do, but they don't. You know, nobody's sitting around their house thinking of me and what I'm doing with my life. Like they might, you know, if they're really bored, but I think you know what I mean. Anyway, have a great day on earth. Thank you for stopping by. I really appreciate it. Peace. Namaste. Namaste.